Hey everyone, David Twible here. Today I have another operational tip for you, this one on takeoff briefings. I'm going to go out a limb here on this video and say that every pilot should be making a takeoff briefing before the first takeoff of any flight that they make. Doesn't matter how smart you are, doesn't matter how great of a pilot you are, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that every pilot should do this. And why is that? Well, it's because pilots have a million things running around in their head. The mission, the lesson, the weather, you name it. There's a lot of stuff happening. But when we're about to perform a takeoff, which is one of the most risk-inducing maneuvers that we perform in airplanes, we're close to the ground after all, we need to have a conscious awareness of all the factors that we could run into on that takeoff, both in a normal situation and an emergency situation. And it doesn't matter how smart you are. If you haven't thought about those things recently, you won't be as ready as you could be. So today I'm going to share with you the typical briefing that I use in my single-engine piston airplane before the first takeoff of each flight that I make. And it goes something like this. Assuming that I'm by myself. Today I'll be the pilot flying, both in a normal situation and in an emergency. Today I'm going to perform a short field takeoff, and I'm going to be using runway 02. I have 4,200 feet of runway available, and I have a 5-knot crosswind from the right. I will start with the ailerons all the way to the right, and I'll expect to have to maintain directional control with left rudder. My static RPM is 2,200 RPM. If I don't see that, I'm going to close the throttle and investigate. My rotate speed is 55 knots. Climb out speed, VY, is 75 knots. If I have any issues, abnormalities, or failures before I leave the ground, I'm going to close the throttle, maintain directional control, apply braking, and come to a stop. If I have any issues, abnormalities, or engine failures at low altitude with runway remaining, I'm going to close the throttle and land straight ahead. If I do not have runway remaining, I'm going to land straight ahead. If I have an engine failure at a higher altitude, I'll consider gentle turns to the left or right to make a landing out away from the airport. And with the performance that I have, I will not be returning to the airport under any circumstance. If I have a partial loss of power, I'll first determine if I can maintain altitude or not. If I cannot maintain altitude, I will find a place straight ahead to land. If I can maintain altitude, I will consider, but not necessarily, return to the airport. I'll have to make that decision based off of how well the airplane is doing or not doing. And that's my takeoff briefing. So you can use any part of that you like as you develop your procedures. And remember, you need to bring unconscious facts forward into your conscious thought before you do anything in aviation. And the best way to do that on a takeoff is to use a takeoff briefing card. So keep that in mind as you continue in your aviation career. And until next time, fly safe.